So I'm going to talk about something that I don't think people talk about enough or acknowledge as the truth enough. And it's what Google tells us to do versus what it does. So for years and years, this is not a new thing that Google has been telling us: create for your user, don't create for search engines. Make sure that the user experience is good. And I agree with that still. And this is always what I'm going to preach. If you want to make your website fast, not because it's going to help you rank, but because you want your user to stay on your website and not bounce because it's taking too long to load. You want to create great content, not just because it's going to help you rank, but because it's going to engage the right kind of user and they are going to convert on the page and take next steps, hopefully. So it's going to build your brand, etc. But Google tells us that we should do these things in order to perform better in search results. So Google, all the tips it tells us, it doesn't tell us how to conversion rate optimize. It doesn't tell us how to actually get business from Google. The advice that it gives us is how to rank better and how to get more traffic. And according to what it says, you need to do these things only for the users so that you can rank higher on a search engine and ideally get more traffic over time. So this is kind of what it preaches to us. And us, as the loyal SEOs that we are going to our clients and saying, you need to be creating for the user only. Forget about the search engine, just create for the user. And we go to the internet, the wider internet, and tell everybody, you need to be creating for the user, stop creating for search engines. And then we practice that ourselves. Us loyal, good, white hat SEOs, we're focusing on the user at all times. And we're trying not to do these little tactics that are supposedly going to help us rank. But if you are actually look at results and things that still work, and this is why, yes, I do preach this to my clients, and our clients have been on an upward trajectory, even though almost everybody I've been speaking to has been on the decline since July of last year, August of last year. A lot of people have been on a very steady decline since then, with struggling to try to recover from it. Is actually you still need to do those tactics that Google says are irrelevant now. So yes, we're creating the content for the user. Yes, we're getting subject matter expertise, but you also still need to do things like adding the primary keyword in the title tag, adding the primary keyword in the subheading, adding the schema, doing all these little things that people see as old school SEO, and even Google is saying this is not the future, but it actually makes a really big difference in how you are ranking and how you're performing on the search engine results page. So even every time I publish a post, I will still go into Google Search Console and manually submit the page, even though Google's like, that's a ridiculous thing to do. You don't need to do that. But I see my page appear way faster every time that I do that. And there's a lot of other little things that Google and a lot of these kind of influencer practitioners are like, those are old school tactics that don't matter anymore. But I think that they still work, and Google hasn't quite yet figured out how to read content and how to understand whether content is good or not. And these are still the things that they are able to use to help categorize content, crawl it, index it, and make sure that it's serving the right kind of people. So yes, keep on focusing on the user, but let's not forget that Google hasn't quite figured out its path yet. What it's telling us to do is what it wants to deliver in the future. But what we have been doing is the way that Google has been able to read and understand content up until now. So you want to kind of find something in the middle. It's a science and an art. And it's unfortunate because we blindly follow everything that it says, and even people who have done everything according to the letter are somehow still getting hit by Google, and they're rewarding actual spam. So it's tricky and it's tough out there, and sometimes it feels like a lot of effort for no reward. And I don't think that we talk about that enough. We just talk about what Google says. But let's talk about what Google does as well. So I'd love to hear your guys' experience if you also feel like you've been holding on still to some of those older school tactics and you see results with them, because I don't think it's time to let go of them all. I don't think it's time to let go of a lot of them, although we still do need to focus on the user. So thanks for watching, and yeah, looking forward to hearing what you have to say about this.